Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into something that is so fundamental to parenting, yet something we probably don't think about nearly enough: the words we use with our kids. We're going to explore how tiny, simple shifts in our language can build them up in massive ways, or, accidentally create some distance. So let's get right into it. This quote, it just hits you, right? The way we speak to our kids becomes their inner voice. Just let that sink in for a second. Our words aren't just instructions or reactions that disappear into thin air. They're literally the building blocks, the raw material for the voice inside our kids' heads that will be with them for the rest of their lives. It's a huge responsibility, but it's also an absolutely incredible opportunity. So that leads to the big question, doesn't it? We all have those go-to phrases, the ones that just slip out, maybe because they're what we heard growing up. But which ones are actually doing more harm than good? And even more important, what can we say instead? All right, so here's our game plan for today. We'll kick things off with the sheer power of words. Then we'll get real about some common phrases that hurt, and of course, their healing alternatives. After that, I'm going to let you in on the I statement secret. It's a game changer. And finally, we'll tie it all together, showing how this shifts our whole approach from control to real connection. Okay, first things first, let's lay the foundation here. Every time we talk to our kids, it's not just about getting them to put their shoes on or stop hitting their brother. We are actively writing the script for their inner monologue. We're teaching them how to talk to themselves when they're happy, sad, angry, all of it. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty. This part is all about shining a light on those common, everyday phrases that can unintentionally make our kids feel ashamed, or anxious, or just disconnected from us. We're going to deconstruct some of the biggest offenders. Okay, trap number one, and this one is huge: dismissing their feelings. When we say things like, "You're overreacting," or "It's not a big deal," what they hear is, "Your feelings are wrong." And that teaches them a really dangerous lesson: to stuff their emotions down instead of learning how to actually deal with them. Just look at the difference here. It's night and day, right? The phrases on the left are all about stopping the feeling. They're commands. But the alternatives on the right, they're invitations. They say, "I see you, and I'm not scared of your big feelings. Let's talk." One is a wall, the other is a bridge. And here's why this matters so much. When we validate their feelings, we're not saying we agree that a broken toy is the end of the world. We're just agreeing that their sadness about it is real and okay. And that builds this incredible foundation of trust. Think about it. If they learn that we're a safe place for their small problems now, they're so much more likely to bring us their big problems later. Okay, on to the next trap, and this one can be really sneaky. Using words that make a child feel ashamed or constantly compared to others. Things like, "Why can't you be more like your sister?" Ouch. Or, "I'm so disappointed in you." These phrases can just be crushing to a kid's spirit. Again, look at this fundamental shift. The language on the left attaches the problem to their identity. It says, "You are the problem." But the language on the right is so different. It separates the child from their behavior. It focuses on the specific action and, crucially, it keeps the door open for growth. It says, "You made a mistake, and I believe you can fix it." This is so critical. We're guiding their behavior, not attacking their character. When we do that, mistakes become temporary things that can be fixed, not some permanent stain on who they are. And that's what keeps their self-esteem and their motivation to even try to do better totally intact. So we've looked at what to avoid. Let's totally flip the script now. Let's talk about what we should be leaning into. Because it's not just about not saying the wrong things, it's about actively, intentionally choosing words that build our kids up and bring us closer. This right here is the core idea. Healing words are about empathy. But, and this is a big but, empathy is not a trick we use to get them to stop crying faster. It's not a control tactic. The whole point is to connect. To show our child, "Hey, I am right here with you in this feeling, and we'll get through it together." That's it. That's true connection. Okay, so you might be thinking, this all sounds great, but how do I remember this stuff in the heat of the moment when I'm stressed out? Well, there is an incredible tool that can help, and it's called the I statement. It's like a master key that can unlock a totally different kind of conversation. An I statement is pretty much what it sounds like. Instead of starting with you, which often sounds like an accusation, you start with I. It's about taking ownership of your own feelings instead of blaming someone else for making you feel a certain way. And the formula is beautifully simple. You can literally memorize it. It's got 3 parts. Number 1, I feel, and you just name the emotion. Number 2, when, and you describe the specific, observable behavior, no judgment.
And number 3, because, where you explain the actual effect it has on you. This table just shows you how powerful this is. A you statement like, "You're always so messy," is like pointing a finger. It immediately puts the other person on the defensive. But listen to the shift when you reframe it. "I feel overwhelmed when there are toys all over the floor." See? It's not an attack. It's just you sharing your experience. It invites problem solving instead of a fight. So let's zoom out for a second and put all these tools into a bigger context. Because this way of talking, it's not just a collection of nice phrases. It's actually the signature of a very specific, well-researched parenting style. This is so fascinating. Researchers talk about these 4 main parenting styles, and you can see our language choices in action right here. Let's take a classic scenario. Your kid says, "I don't want to do my homework." The authoritarian response is a command. The permissive and uninvolved styles, they don't really offer any guidance. But look at the authoritative response. It uses the exact tools we've been talking about. It validates the feeling, "I understand it's not fun," and then it offers connection and collaboration. That's the goal. And this is maybe the most important thing to remember in all of this. Nobody gets this right every single time. We are all human. We're going to slip up. We're going to say things we wish we could take back. The goal isn't to be a perfect parent. It's to be a connected parent, trying to make these small, conscious shifts, one conversation at a time. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. What's one conversation you can try to change this week? Maybe there's a recurring argument or one phrase you notice yourself using a lot. What if you tried to reframe it? Because sometimes changing our kids' world really does start with changing just a few of our words.